Starting off with the top stories, we get to look at Uganda Railways Corporation being under spotlight over again, allegedly illegal and dubious sale of the corporation's land. The Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises established that the corporation land sold over the years has no substantive documentation and most of the land was sold to one individual. As Philip Aguta does report, legislators say the move was a calculated one involving convenience of top staff of Uganda Railways Corporation, and here are the details.
Appearing before the Parliamentary Committee of COSASE, the officials from Uganda Railways Corporation remained speechless when members of Parliament put questions before them pertaining their fraudulent parcelling out of the corporation's prime land. The available documents show over 100 pieces of land across the country were sold over the years with no substantive documents, and most of the land was sold to one individual.
After selling its land illegally, doesn't know where the money went. Yeah, because that money should have gone to the account of URC. No, we don't even know that it's in the consolidated account. It could be in somebody's pocket. And again, that's information we've tasked them with for us to establish, because the gentleman there was saying it's in the consolidated account. I said, but you don't run the consolidated account. You don't have proof that it is there. It could be in somebody's pocket. So, where is that money of yours, and what have you done to try and recover it?
We wanted a clear recollection of how these properties were valued before disposing of, and two, by who, because it appears the privatization unit actually dealt with the 10 properties according to the advert presented. Now, who sold the other properties? And two, under what criteria? Where is the evaluation report? And where are copies of these agreements as requested? And lastly, Chair, I requested that why is it one notorious buyer called Robert Mwesigwa? Because we wanted to exhaust this. I don't see answers from the records I have, and these are very pertinent questions. These people are just joking around. This is a committee of Parliament with the powers. And Chair, I beg that you exercise your powers as a chair and this committee. Let's force these people to comply. These are public matters.
The MPs also were concerned on whether the encroachment on the corporation's land along the rails occurred without the awareness of the URC staff.
The people who encroached, leave alone where you had titles, but where you had no titles and people encroached, where were you as an institution? Because you're talking of a rail line and the stations which really are visible and known. Where were you? You have security, you have enforcement, you have auditor, you have the entire structure is still in existence, notwithstanding the privatization.
In the same meeting, the MPs also halted the process of recruiting new staffs at URC after identifying irregularities in the recruitment process.
A lot of irregularities in their recruitment. That's why I've asked them whether they have done what we call HR audit for the last 3 years. He has told me, the managing director said he doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
Failure to provide substantive answers to the queries, the staff of the URC were dismissed on account that they return on Wednesday next week with proper documentation and the responses to the queries raised in the audit about the corporation. Philip Aguta, UBC News at Parliament.
Transparency and accountability are keys to service delivery. Still in the sector of transport, government has been advised to ensure inclusive and integrated transport systems as it plans to introduce the BRT and bus operating system in Greater Kampala Metropolitan. A paratransit reform expert and senior technical advisor, Nico McLaughlin, says it is important that incumbent operators are also brought on board and not sidelined in these plans. He was speaking during a media engagement about the works of GKMA Urban Mobility Consultative Forum at Fairway Hotel in Kampala.
The bad emissions and congestion in Kampala city are being attributed to increase in the use of private vehicles as a result of giving up on public transport like taxis. Transport experts say This is because all transport offices are in the city centre, which attracts vehicles from all corners of the country. Although Kampala City Council Authority constructed a non-motorised transport corridor as pilot in Kampala from Namirembe Road down Lomu and Duster Street, usage of these lanes has not commenced. While the project was to showcase that inclusion is important, its introduction needed to be analysed as a network that completes a journey.
Oli avuga akagaali atuuke wali ajje nako ku mutwe atuuke wali ku City Oil avuga akagaali atuuke ku Entebbe Road bw'anatuuka ku Entebbe Road ate azzeemu akateekewa ku mutwe kati awo we call it from nowhere to nowhere ekyo si kirungi. Connectivity is very important.
An expert in paratransit reform says what is being experienced on Kampala roads in terms of non-compliancy are symptoms, but the real problem is proper regulation.
Using the stages logic, developing route authorities, because that's the basis of order, is regulation, not enforcement. The culture, our way of behaving as both transport operators and transport users need to change.
On the introduction of BRT and bus operating system in Greater Kampala, Nico, a senior technical advisor, urged government to think a multimodal transport system that is inclusive, safe, reliable and with quality service.
Minibus taxi and the Boda Boda 10 years from now will in all probability still be here. But I want to see the taxi and the Boda here in a different form, in an improved form. I think one must be careful to wish away existing modes and think they won't be here. I want them emission-free. I want them integrated. I want them safe.
Meanwhile, on the issue of the Boda Boda business, Nico says oversupply in any one mode of transport is either in the interest of the public transport user or government, urging government to curb the uncontained growth. I'm Navka Farida and Dan Lugemwa in Kampala.
Thank you so much, our reporters, for bringing us those details. Still regarding transport and security, we now get to look at operators of taxis and buses having intensified security vigilances in parks and terminals with metal detectors at all entry points to avert a report and a repeat of security negligence. It's after improvised explosive devices were hauled in a swift court traveling to western Uganda, killing one person suspected to have been the suicide bomber and the injured the other fortnight. It was filed this report.
Taxi and bus operators, not excluding passengers traveling to the country, have intensified security vigilance and alertness in parks and terminals for their personal safety, following a security lap on the luggage checkups by Swift Bus Company, which terrorists exploited and planted improvised explosive devices on one of the traveling coaches to western Uganda, killing one and injuring some a fortnight ago.
We have put a lot of measures in place, like we have beefed up our security. We are ensuring that whoever enters the bus terminal is well checked by our security personnel, as you have seen them at the entry gates, at the entry points, and our equipments that we use in security, like detector machines. We are trying as much as we can to ensure that whoever enters the bus terminal is well checked so that we minimize the risks of having bombs sneaked into the bus park.
Here, detectives at all main entrances are seen holding metal detectors, checking passengers before accessing either parks and bus terminals.
We are checking everything, every single bag. Whenever some person comes in the park, we first check. Even in the bus, we check. So there is then a problem. We register their names, where you are coming from, where you are going, and the temperature. So that when we go, we take back the results. When they check, maybe you have COVID, they call you.
Different coach companies have instituted joint security verification teams with police in parks and bus terminals for safety of passengers and smooth running of the transport sector.
Kwembere ne tuliko okusawa ya leero era amanyi tukyagongedemu okulaba nga tukyekinganya abantu bafa abayingira mu paaka ya Namayuba eno ku miryango gyaffe ne ku mastage agamu teganaba kuteekako obuuma naye agamu ng'ataddeko obuuma.
Omusaabaze bw'oyingira mu mmotoka tofuluma ng'emmotoka tennaba kufuluma paaka. Bade tulina bwe tugenda kwesiga ti mu nsawo gy'oyingidde naye wadde ofulumye nayo waliwo ebirala by'oggyeemu n'obireka mu mmotoka kuba batugamba bomu esobola okuba nga yenkana ng'ekibatu. Oyinza okutega bomu n'ofuluma n'ekuba abalala.
Buses playing trans-boundary routes within the East African member states, checking is done at their places of origin and migration officers at border points before departure.
All our terminals in Nairobi, we do the same. Yeah, even when the buses reach at the customs, all the bags are being removed from the boots. They put them in scanners, then from scanner, and then they come back to the boot. And they check, the passengers have to pass via migration for thorough checkup before entering the bus, crossing to the other country.
Saddam Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
Thank you so much, Saddam Mumbale. The National Library of Uganda is urging government for more funding to refurbish the dilapidated structures across the country. The Director, National Library of Uganda, Adonia Katunjisa, was receiving computers and other equipment to support the digitization of the library services from Absa Bank Uganda Limited.
The Director, National Library of Uganda, Adonia Katungisa, attributes the knowledge gap to the traditional ways of keeping data. Katungisa was receiving computers and other equipment to support the digitization of the library services from Absa Bank Uganda Limited. He urged government for more funding to refurbish the center.
There is quite a lot of low funding from all corners and poor infrastructure, ICT inclusive. The information and knowledge resources, such as the books that the MD talked about, the journals, e-resources that exist in some of these libraries are not up to date. And in some cases, not relevant to responding to the demand for new skills and knowledge to meet the emerging educational and socio-economic transformation of our people, of our society.
The Managing Director, Absa Bank Uganda, Mumba Kalimfugwa, promised to continue supporting the National Library with more computers so that they can start updating and digitization of data.
We'll provide a platform for students who have been out of school for over a year to continue their learning journey by embracing the transformative power of technology. This intervention will further prepare learners for a world that is gradually shifting towards being digitally led by availing the tools necessary to support the online learning efforts of the youths to facilitate the continuation of their education journey.
The program is aimed at empowering the youths with appropriate knowledge and skills that can enable them to not only be employable but also create jobs, and by so doing make a meaningful contribution to the economy of Uganda.
The Vice-Chancellor, Makerere University, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, expressed the need to invest in knowledge economy for the better foundation of economic growth.
Because much as we are not abandoning the physical books, the trend is towards digitalizing and digitizing everything. Through digital platforms, you can reach billions of people in a very short time, where you will not be able to reach them using physical books.
The district to benefit from this offer include Lira, Soroti, Mbari, Kampala, Kabale, Jinja, Hoima, Masindi, Fort Portal, and Mbarara. Abdul Nasili Lubwama, UBC News.
The mission of the National Library of Uganda is to collect, preserve and disseminate Uganda's documented intellectual as well as cultural heritage. Away from that, police in Hoima is investigating circumstances under which a 70-year-old man died at one of the hotels in Hoima City. Police spokesperson Albertine Region ASP Julius Alan Hakiza identified the deceased as Joshua Tibagwa, a businessman and landlord of many estates in Hoima City.
The police spokesperson, Albertine Region, ASP Julius Alan Akiza, says that Tibagwa booked a room number 105 at Crown Hotel and checked in with another person whose identity is yet to be established. The manager, Crown Hotel, Collins Ahewa, became suspicious when Tibagwa stayed in the room beyond the usual time and opted to check on the client through the window but could not get any response.
So we received a phone call last night by the manager of the hotel that one of their clients has died. One of their clients has died in a hotel, room 105. So we immediately, a team of detectives rushed to the scene. So they found, upon peeping through the window, they saw a person lying in the bed, half naked, and they gained the entrance through the door.
Ahewa then informed police on how Tibagwa has been a regular client who would book on phone and use their facilities.
He has been a regular customer at the Crown Hotel. That is according to the director of Crown Hotel.
The family of the deceased took the body to the city mortuary for post-mortem. ASP Akiza says they are going to use the CCTV cameras to establish the lady with whom Tibagwa entered the room with as investigations continue.
The time we went to the scene, the body was lying alone in the bedroom, so we could not arrest any of the hotel staff because the manager who reported we could not arrest him, but we have recorded their statements to get a clue on.
Well, may his soul rest in peace. We take a short commercial break. When we return, UBC Lunchtime News gives you an update into our business as well as sports news. Stay with us.
Grow together with one of Uganda's largest companies. Apply for MTN shares for as low as 100,000 Uganda shillings. And when you apply using MTN Mobile Money, you get 10 free extra shares for every 100 shares you apply for. Dial *165*65# or use the MyMTN app to apply now. The terms and conditions of the offer and other important information are set out in the prospectus. For assistance, visit any MTN service center or Stanbic Bank branch countrywide or a licensed broker.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite show.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission.
Transact using Airtel Money. Use Airtel Money to send money, buy airtime for self, do mobile banking, make merchant payments and international money transfers with a minimum of 1,000 shillings and get 5 minutes free Airtel to Airtel calls valid for 24 hours. 3 minutes offer is for any of these fast 5 transactions within the same calendar month. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
kagali no twalekedde ekyatulese tuzze tukalanga enfunda eziwererako ddala eno ye GoTV Super ey'abakaguje njagala weekaanyi ewatali kwemamaaza olwo tuba tusimbudde ne GoTV Super Duper wawawa era nga bakutuusyako ekigo ekyabakabejja abasajja eŋŋwaŋŋuli ogatta ne busineema obujjudde omuhabati ku $5,015 wawawa soka bulaza weefunye ekirungo kya GoTV Super ekijjudde obulungi ove mu baaje.
Pay bills using Airtel Money. Make any bill payment within a month with a minimum of 5,000 Uganda shillings and get 10 minutes free Airtel to Airtel calls valid for 24 hours. Dial *185*4# or use the My Airtel app to pay for water, buy yaka, pay TV, and so much more. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel Money. Simple, secure, borderless.
Beyond Beauty Parlor and Spa, your beautification destination. We believe in suitable beauty. We offer pedicure and manicure, makeup, hairstyling, plating, weaving, dreadlocks, massage, waxing, facial and body scrub, name it. We also offer additional services like honeymoon packages, hiring venues, and vehicles for brides and grooms. Training interns from different beauty schools. We are located on Uganda House, ground floor 5. Call to book for your appointment on 0702 645 015 or 0414 696 229. You can WhatsApp us on 0752 645 005. Email us beyondbeautyparlor@yahoo.com.
Everyone is talking about MTN shares. I am Jenny Kafulua Shares, and I am here to show you how you can get them. First, you need a Securities Central Depository account, or SCD account in short, and you can open one right now using MTN Momo. It's free of charge. Just get your phone and your national ID, and let me show you how. Now, why do you need an SCD account? Well, because every time you get shares in any company, well, including MTN, your shares are going to be kept in this account. But this is not a bank account, and you don't need to go anywhere to open it. So is your phone and your national ID ready? Good. Let me show you how to open your SCD account. First, dial *165*65# or use my MTN app. Then select option 1 to submit SCD account application. Then enter your full national ID number or NIN. Next, select your preferred stockbroker and then choose option 1 to accept the terms and conditions. Lastly, enter your mobile money PIN and wait for confirmation, which you will receive on SMS. Oh, by the way, stockbrokers are the people authorized to help you buy or sell any listed company shares, so you need to choose one. That's it. Once you have your SCD account, you're ready to start applying for your MTN shares for as low as 100,000 shillings for 500 shares.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
Welcome back. It's still UBC Lunchtime News this Thursday afternoon. My name is Priscilla Naloga, and now we turn our attention to top stories in our business news. Team Uganda excelled at the India Tribal Dance Festival, scooping a trophy with unique performances. The participation of Chichoncho Dance Group promoted Uganda as a tourist destination. Ministry of Gender has committed to adopt the tribal exhibitions annually. We do have Luwama who brings us the highlights.
Our Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
This is the second time Uganda is participating in this festival, and this time was represented by Chichoncho dance troops from Bushenyi district. Team Uganda showcased cultural diversity through dance and music. Celebration dances as well as marriage and initiation acts were performed.
They have got culture because
the way they were handling, moving, their movements, their exchange of words, their way of doing things, unlike this end, whereby at times our children, our youth in Uganda have copied a lot from Western countries.
The group bundled a trophy for unique performance and was back home welcomed by the Commissioner in charge of Culture and Family Affairs at the Ministry of Gender, Juliana Naum, who committed to amplify Ugandan culture visibility across borders.
Can we do, at least for the beginning, quarterly cuisines from the indigenous communities? Would love to see the 65 different cuisines. Once you take this up, you'll see how much more popularity the UNCC will have. People love food. Try it and you'll see how much more they will know about our center. So already discussed about having in place a food court of all the 65 Indian and Ugandan food to be able to promote some of the activities. There are so many that you could actually have one each and every month.
Asha Wilson Owele, a board member on the Uganda National Culture Center, awarded the team with a certificate for selling Uganda as a tourist destination.
Promoted and created awareness among our cultural products, exposed the beautiful, rich Ugandan cultural heritage, increasing awareness about Uganda and the Pearl of Africa. And I want to thank you for representing us ably. Can we clap for them?
The national tribal dance brings together all the tribal states within India and beyond. Abdul Nasili Lubwama, UBC News.
As the Dubai Expo 2020 carries on, the Uganda tourism stakeholders are pointing out one of the immense economic opportunities up for the Uganda's public and private sector. However, Uganda Tourism Board acknowledges that there is still a lot more Uganda should learn from the United Arab Emirates should the sector be set to thrive.
We met with Emirates Holidays, with the Vice President, the regional directors, and we discussed collaboration, how we can increase tourists coming into Uganda. And they were able to tell us what we need to do as a country. We need to have brand hotels. We need to have 5-star lodges in our national parks. So we didn't, it was really value for money. And I actually believe that in the 6 months that we have, if we get the funds needed, we are going to do what we think we can do best. We are going to showcase Uganda. We are going to ask for more trade and business engagements. We are going to promote this country as much as we can. Because tourism was our #1 foreign exchange earner. And we want to get back there. And the only way we can get back there is to invest in it.
Many of the hotel owners actually did shopping, and before we left, we had to help them with shipping some of the goods that they had bought. And it was a very good opportunity also for us to be able to attend, meet with the service providers, meet with the hotel suppliers, and strike deals with them.
Well, thank you so much, Mark Wedulo, for compiling that report for us. And now for our sports news this afternoon, we get to look at Haji Omar Mandela of the City Ties and Cafe Javas fame, having declared intentions to stand for the Sports Club Villa presidency. The club will go to the polls on 13th November 2021 to fill in the gap left by Ben Emmanuel Misaga when he decided to step down in 2018.
After close to 4 years under interim leadership, Sports Club Villa will go to the polls to elect a new club president on 13th November 2021. The elections have been a back and forth prospect, with an earlier one in August stopped midway as various parties, including Federation of Uganda Football Associations, failed to agree. That now belongs to the past, and already one of the most pronounced funders of the club, Haj Omar Mandela of the City Tires and Cafe Javas fame, has declared intention.
I want to be the president of Villa, my vice president, and I'll have 3 other vice presidents. The Hemana, the CEO, and the Misaka. more than the Vice President may have. So we are army as a team. And we are army for one thing. We are army for football. We are here only for football.
Mandela will have several running mates, including Senior Vice President Ben Emmanuel Misaga, Daniel Bakachi, Salim Semanda, Mohamed Bazirengede, and William Onkemba.
We have come to declare our intentions to unite Villa. And in uniting Villa, we are saying we are putting there one person. We are standing behind Haji Mandela, and all of us are going to be part of his executive. And I think that is the unity which we have been wanting for Sports Club Villa.
The Electoral Commission has also been named with the chairperson Isaac Walukaga and 3 members, Reverend Father Lawrence Kizito, Sarah Adong, and Kavuma Sekide. These must ensure the roadmap is respected to enable free and fair elections that start with picking nomination forms that is already underway till Saturday 6th, 2021. John Barnes, Sentamo, reporting.
Well, thank you so much, John Barnes Sentamo, for that, and we look forward to those elections. Well, UBC Lunchtime News this afternoon has been led editorial by Mutoni Hilda and coordinated by Vincent Wamundu. Thank you so much for having been with us. For more details and updates, turn to our Twitter handle, which is at UBC TV Uganda, for those updates until our next bulletin in the evening. Do have yourselves a wonderful afternoon and get yourself a vaccine.